Oh, thank goodness Deepwoken players aren't real people because what? We can't be serious. We can't like genuinely. This is not a real thing. There's no way that we think that the builds do too much damage and everyone is too tanky.
Boy.
All right, guys. All right, guys. Today I have a guest speaker, E-Dude here.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. We're going to actually... So, as you all know, there's this amazing poll in the Deepwoken Discord just now asking if we should nerf damage in PvP. And realistically, people are saying yes because they're boosted and can't avoid getting quick dropped. This isn't a problem if you have a working F key, by the way. I don't get quick dropped. My builds have like very little HP. It's not like my builds are like, all reinforced armor 9,000 HP.
I've seen his kits.
Yeah, my kits are pretty damn abysmal, if I do say so.
He needs like 50 of them, so not all of them are very good.
But like, I'm going to be sitting there on bad kits, and I'm still being able to fight multiple people at the same time. Yes, you can take a lot of damage at the same time. Yes, there's builds that do a lot of damage. But if you reduce damage across the board, what that leads to is, for one, support builds get better. Nobody wants support builds getting better, right?
Unless they also nerf the amount of healing.
Which they're not.
It's a buff to support builds.
They're not going to nerf them.
And I don't think they're going to think of that. And it's going to be a problem for like 5 months before people start complaining again.
Because support builds are unhealthy for the game as a whole, and I could rant about that for like 20 minutes. But
kill support builds on site, by the way.
Yes, kill support builds on site. KOS support builds. We all have a KOS out for support builds. But anyway, nerfing damage, right? Not only are support builds can get better, which is bad for everybody, but we're also gonna see an increase in floods because the longer time to kill, right?
We needed more floods, guys.
Right?
That was the problem with overworld ganking. Not enough flooding.
Yes. The thing is, right, it's just gonna be whoever has more people, because then you just have a larger HP pools, more time to get to your teammates, less ability to quick drop people, so that means easier swapping out, right? Because you can't finish a kill. They just start running when they're 50% HP. It takes longer to kill them. Like, who wants that? That is not good. That is just...
I think this may be, again, the problem.
Yeah, it just kills boss rating.
I think this may, again, be the problem of the Deepwoken developers listening too much to Chime players.
Yeah, well, even in Chime, you see these high-ranking Chime fights, they take like 5 minutes. They go to zone like half the time. These people still have like 2 bars left. Like, it's not an issue of builds doing too much damage. It's an issue of just... There's playstyle problems that could be, like, for example, Bird should not exist. The track stars shouldn't exist. And support builds, most of all, shouldn't exist in the same capacity as they do now. Support builds make 3v1s winnable.
Yeah. Most of the builds that can quick drop anyway are, like, frail as hell. I can't lie.
I mean, yeah.
Like, you usually have, like, 28 fortitude on quick drop builds.
Yeah. Like, I know my builds in particular, like,
it's quick drop or be quick dropped.
My newest one does not have the greatest health, right? I have 530 solely because my kit is pretty good. Like, it's an alright kit. It's better. It's good for me, not an insane kit. And I'm not talking about the ice contractor. That one has a lot of health. I'm talking about the blood ice that I made. That thing has 530 HP solely because of the kit, not because the build itself has a ton of HP. And it's kind of, you give up a lot of stuff for damage. And I think that the current way, well, especially if they plan to nerf M1s, which is a bad idea, by the way, please do not nerf M1s.
Also, are they going to adjust this in PvE or no?
They're probably not. Realistically, they're probably just going to nerf it across the board, and then PvE is going to be fucked too. Because, like, you can't...
Because I don't know if I trust them to make, like, an intelligent, like, differential. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, because currently,
like,
yes...
They're going to leave support builds healing the same amount. They're going to accidentally nerf PvE builds somehow. They're going to ruin something if they do this.
I mean, think about it. Maestro still hasn't been fixed. Duke still auto-parries all M1s. I don't know, like... I genuinely, I could not tell you what these devs are thinking. Like...
It's because they listen too much to Chime players and too much to Mutts.
The thing is, a lot of the people who are voting shouldn't be able to vote. You have these people, you have these people who aren't good at the game, right? Thinking, oh no, I got killed in 5 M1s. That means the game is unfair. Yeah. But like, they're running a 500 HP build with zero damage, and then they're facing off against someone with berserk crazy slots, Silent Heart, and being like, oh my gosh, guys, why does he do 1 billion damage? How did this happen?
All you have to do is watch out for the M1s, and the build's not a problem.
Yeah, just don't get hit by M1s against crazy slots builds. I mean, like, I've tried to make it so that's typical, but like, same with Eclipse Kicks builds. Like, you have Ice Lance Eclipse Kick, and the thing is, I find it I never complain about builds when I'm ganking, especially. And especially, I don't complain about taking too much damage. Well, yes, but support builds are just flawed fundamentally. Bro,
but yeah.
But yeah. The problem is just the fact that the devs think that it's a good idea to listen to people saying, we need to reduce damage across the board. Yes, Crazy Slots Berserk builds can do a bar in M1. Oh boy. But you have to Ardor Scream. You have to, and Ardor Scream does not last that long. Practically, you're hitting maybe half a bar in M1, which is a lot. But then you got to remember that you can get quick drop too, right? You're going to be taking a lot of damage. And when it comes to mage builds, like certain mage builds can have a lot of health and still quick drop. Making those more tanky isn't going to solve anything. Adding more health to the game will just slow down. It's not going to make the game better magically. Like that.
And I think that's going to make current problems worse too, because you can't even get into Void Heart without getting, for like 2 seconds, without getting jumped by like 4 people.
Well, they kind of solved that, but not really. I can't lie.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of solved, but like
the problem is
you can't go anywhere without getting 2v1, 3v1.
Like, if you try and gank someone, you're just gonna get jumped. I can't lie. Like,
and it gives people more time to bring more people, and it gives people more time to swap out. It gives people more time to have their support rested campfire.
Yo, you're amazing. Stand up. Please kill yourself.
Yeah, it's like you don't want any of this because it's just gonna suck, right? You're just gonna get. You don't want more people. You never want more people in a gank, right? You know, more people in a gank means you're going to be jumped more. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. Nerfing damage is not how you fix things. I think readable animations...
turn your combat into a slog fest.
Yeah, take Overwatch. Overwatch is a great example of this, actually. During, like, peak slog, right? The peak slog of Overwatch. They just tried increasing everything's HP, right? And... that shit, it slowed down, right? Or think about, like...
I think this is honestly going to be terrible for solo players.
Yeah, no, especially, for example...
I know that's not at all anyone's thought or intent, but that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, because then you have easier time... Especially, I can easily see this. Like, think about how easy it's going to be to swap out now. You're totally just going to be able to just, you know, because... if you take longer to kill someone, then the other person can spend more time healing and running, right?
The solution to being swapped out on is to finish the guy you were already getting low, right?
Yes.
And you can't do that now. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know what the numbers are going to be, but like...
theoretically, it's going to be worse, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't realistically be... saying this is
I think listening to the worst members of this community, like listening to people who don't understand the game all that well, is not going to help you. Like, I understand wanting to listen to your community, and that's usually a good thing, but like, they're Chime players who don't understand how it might impact overworld ganking, and they're like
overworld gankers.
And there's just a lot of people who just aren't that good, haven't played that long,
and they can get to vote on this.
Die really quickly and then think, oh, I'm dying too quickly.
The build is
the game the time to kill is just too.
Yeah. And I mean, you can see clips. Like I can put some of the clips up in here of me one tapping people, but like that is not the rule. Like, I'm in Shime, right? I'm fighting people. My fights take like 3-4 minutes, right? Which you're not quick dropping people. The build doing damage
Honestly,
is not the problem. Like,
one of the best ways to quick drop people too is to just make sure they can't parry. Like,
yeah,
it's
no.
not necessarily because like you go like 20 bloodrend for very difficult to parry moves. The moves don't do that much damage. They're only level 2.
Yeah.
It's just in free combos, and it's not a damage issue. It's a parry issue.
And you also especially when you lower damage, you run the risk of making already tanky builds tankier, and you don't want that. You don't want your already 650 HP, like this is an exaggeration. Your 580 50 fizz build to just be harder to kill. Like that, nobody wants that. Nobody wants to fight a 580 HP build.
Remember when they nerfed reinforced because fights were taking too long and everyone was running reinforced?
Yeah, like with reinforced armor, with like a billion, with like maxed, like people were running reinforced armor, reinforced, a bunch of sustain. They nerfed. They were trying to nerf spit because fights were taking too long.
Oh yeah, even though the community overwhelmingly voted no, we don't want you to nerf spit.
People do.
They basically asked the community, hey, we're gonna nerf spits because we don't like it, and then the community's like, no, don't do that. Like overwhelmingly, everyone said that. I don't even use spit. I probably should, but like I said, no, don't bother changing it. And then they just come out like 20 minutes later and say, oh wow, this pulls a blowout. We're nerfing it anyway.
Yeah, and realistically, that's what they should do for this one, because there's no reason to be thinking.
Oh, they're not doing that.
Yeah, I know they're not doing that, because Aga is a good, like, he has good intentions, and I understand why he wants to nerf build damage, but it's truly not the problem that you think it is. Like,
he always plays with like 20 people watching him too.
I'm the certified gank. Like, I gank all the time, and I am like pretty much someone who has my entire channel is built around ganking, and especially solo ganking. That's all I do. I solo gank. I do a lot of stuff in like solo, right? I fight multiple guilds. I fight guilds. I fight a ton of people by myself, right? Relying pretty much purely on high damage to win, right? And you take that away, it makes it harder to like play the game. I like. It's not a good nerf. I'm complaining about it. It's
short-sighted.
Because it personally nerfs me, right? Obviously, I don't like it. It personally nerfs me. Two, I don't.
We can't just nerf whatever the wind blows. Or
yeah, and think that's the problem. Like, especially when you have bad players who are voting on this. Like, objectively,
time to kill too low, time to kill too high, time to kill too low. That's just what they've been doing. They've been nerf spits, nerf.
Personally, in my opinion, time to kill is in a perfect position right now.